This correction to geometric progression, correction to questions on geometric progression. So number one, what is the common ratio in the sequence 27, 9, 3, 1, dot, dot, dot. So solution, so number one, so question one. So what is the common ratio? So common ratio is R, which is equal to T2 all over T1. That is the second term divided by the first term, or the third term divided by the second term. So the second term here is 9. So we have 9 over 27. So 9 over 27, 9 in 9, 1, 9 in 27, 3. So the common ratio is 1 over 3, which is option D. So that is that on the first question. So on the second question, find the number of terms in the GP 1 over 16, 1 over 8, 1 over 4, dot, 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 8. So here we are looking for the number of terms. So number 2, the nth term formula of the GP is Tn equals to AR raised to the power n minus 1. So where the nth term, which is Tn, is the same thing as 8, is given as 8. So Tn is 8, n is unknown, and first term, A, equals to what? So first term is 1 over 16, yd, so first term is 1 over 16, y, the common ratio is T2 over T1. That is 1 over 8 divided by 1 over 16. So we have R equals 1 over 8 multiplied by 16 over 1. So 8 here 1, 8 here 2. So the common ratio is 2. So we now substitute all this into the nth term formula. And the nth term formula is Tn equals to AR raised to the power n minus 1. So Tn is 8 equals to first term, that is 1 over 16, multiplied by common ratio 2 raised to the power n minus 1. So the next thing to do is to cross multiply. So if we cross multiply, we have 8 multiplied by 16 equals to 2 raised to the power n minus 1. So express all these in power, in base 2. So we have 2 raised to the power 3 multiplied by 2 raised to the power 4 equals to 2 raised to the power n minus 1. So here now, we reduce the value of the left-hand side to 1 base. So we have 2 raised to the power 3 plus 4. That is the reverse of multiplication law of indices, so which is equal to 2 raised to the power n minus 1. So here we have 2 raised to the power 7 equals 2 raised to the power n minus 1. So since the base are equal, you cancel out the base and equal the power. So we have 7 equals n minus 1. So 7 equals n minus 1. So we now have n equals to 7 plus 1, which is 8. So the number of terms is 8. So that is option B. So we move to number 3. So question 3 says the second term of the GP exceeds the first term by 4. So the second term, number 3. So the second term of the GP, that is T2, exceeds the first term, that is T1, by 4. So we have 4. Then the second statement, the third term exceeds the second term, that is T3 minus T2 equals to what? The third term exceeds the second term by 12, so equals to 12. So find the fourth term. So to know the fourth term, we are going to write the second term formula from the nth term formula. So second term is AR, ordinary AR, minus the first term, that is A, equals to 4. Then the second statement, E3, that is AR raised to the power 2 minus AR equals 12. So this is equation 1 and this is equation 2. So you can now multiply equation 1 by R, multiply equation 1 by R, and multiply equation 2 by 1. So in doing this, we have AR squared minus AR equals to 4R, that is from the equation 1. Then equation 2, AR squared minus AR equals to 12. So the next thing to do is to subtract this from this. So the left hand side is now 0. So 0 equals to 4R minus 12. So you now rearrange and simplify further. Rearrange and simplify further. So if you transfer this to the other side, it will be 4R equals to 12. So R equals 3. So if you divide both sides by 4, so the common ratio will be 3. Then to now get the first term, so to get the first term, you can just put R equals to 3 in the equation 1. And what is equation 1? Equation 1 is AR minus A equals 4. So AR minus A, so AR minus A equals 4. So when R is 3, you will have A into 3 minus A equals 4. So from there, we have 3A minus A. 3A minus A, that is 2A equals 4. So A equals to 2 by dividing both sides by what? By 2. So after getting that, you can now go back to the question. The question says, find the fourth term. So the fourth term of the GP, so it will be T4 equals to AR raised to the power 3. So which is equals to first term, that is 2 multiplied by common ratio, that is, common ratio is 3, so 3 raised to the power 3. So which is equals to 2 multiplied by 27, that is 3 raised to the power 3, 27. So 2 multiplied by 27, that is 54. That is option what? Option A. So that is that on question number 3. Then question 4. So question 4 is P minus 6, 2P, 8P plus 20 are 3 consecutive terms of the GP. Determine the value of P. So to determine the value of P, that means we are going to look for the common ratio. So the common ratio will now be T2 all over T1 equals to T3 all over T2. So which is 2P all over P minus 6 equals to 8P plus 20 all over 2P. So when you cross multiply, we are going to have P minus 6 multiplied by 8P plus 20 equals to 2P times 2P, that is 4P squared. So we now solve, open the bracket. So 8P times P, that is 8P squared. P times 20, that's 20P, minus 6 times 8, that's 48. 48P, that's minus 48P, then minus 6 multiplied by 20, that is 120, equals to 4P squared. So we now rearrange. So it's going to be 8P squared minus 4P squared minus 28P, that is 20 minus 48, that is minus 28P. Yeah, minus 28P, minus 120, minus 120 equal 0. So we now have 4P squared minus 28P minus 120 equals 0. So 4 is common. So we have p squared minus 4 in 27, that's 7p, minus 4 in 120, that is 30. 30 equals to 0. So this is what? Quadratic equation. You now solve for the value of p using factorization method. So here we have 1 multiplied by minus 30, which is minus 30. So look for two values that when we multiply, it will give us minus 30, but when we add, it will give us this factor of minus 30 that will add up to what? Minus 7. So let's say 3 and 10, so 3 and 10. So minus 3 minus 10 will give us minus 13. But let's say plus 3 minus 10. Plus 3 minus 10 will give us minus 7. Then plus 3 times minus 10 will give us minus 30. So we now have p squared plus 3p minus 10p minus 30 equals 0. So p is common, we have p into p plus 3, then minus common factor 10 into p plus 3 equals 0. So we have p plus 3 and p minus 10 equals 0. So either p plus 3 equals 0 or p minus 10 equals 0. So p equals minus 3 or p equals 10. So the value of p is p equals minus 3 or p equals 10. That is option C. Option C. So that is out of that. So we move to the number 5. So number 5, number 4, and number 5 number 4 and number 5, okay, that to determine the common ratio. Common ratio now. So to determine the common ratio, we are going to use the information from number 4. So number 5. So let's know the sequence. So when p is what? When p is 3, the sequence will be when p is 3 equals to minus 3. So the common ratio will be 2p all over 2p all over 2p all over p minus 6. So which is 2 into minus 3 all over minus 3 minus 6. So which is minus 6 all over minus 9. So which is equal to 2 over 3. So which is 2 over 3. Which is 2 over 3. So the first answer is 2 over 3. Then common ratio. Why? When p is what? When p is 10. So we have common ratio to be equal to 2 into 10 all over 10 minus 6. So which is equal to 20 all over 4. So 20 over 4 is what? 5. So the common ratio is 2 over 3 or 5. That is option B. So option B. Then the number 6, question 6. So question 6 is the third term of the GP is 45. So the third term of the GP, that is T3, equals to AR raised to power 2, which is 45. So that is the first statement. And the fifth term is 405. So that is T5 equals AR raised to power 4, which is equal to 405. So we now have to find the common ratio. R is positive. So we go for the positive value of R. So here to get this, we are going to divide equation 2 by equation 1. So this is equation 2, divide 2 by 1. So to divide 2 by 1, we have T5 all over T3. So which is AR raised to power 4 all over AR squared equals to 405 all over 45. So here we have A cos A r square cut r square. So we are left with r square equals to 405 divided by 45. That is 9. So we have 9. So we now have r equals to square root of 9, which is plus or minus 3. So we go for the positive value. So which is find the GP. So if the common ratio is positive. So okay, we are looking for the GP if common ratio is positive. So the common ratio is what? The common ratio is 3. So you can now say to get first term now, let's substitute r equals to 3 in equation in the first statement. That is ar raised to power to get our first term. So put r equals to 3 in equation 1. And what is equation 1? Put r equals to 3 in equation 1. And what is equation 1? That is third term of the GP is 45. That is t. So t3 equals to ar square equals to 45. So wherever you see r, you put 3. So we have a, that is 3 square equals to 45. So a into 9 equals to 45. So a equals to 45 over 45 divided by 9. 45 divided by 9, which is equals to 5. So the first term is 5, while the common ratio is 3. The common ratio is 3. So to know the GP, first term, which is equals to a, is equals to 5. Then the second term T2 equals to AR, which is 5 multiplied by 3, that is 15. So the second term is 15. Then the third term, T3, so that one is given as 45. Then the fourth term, T4 equals AR raised to the power what? AR raised to the power 5 raised to the power 3. So which is AR raised to the power, that is you can say T, that is third term multiplied by R, that is 45 multiplied by common ratio. The common ratio is 45 multiplied by 3, 45 multiplied by 3, 135 multiplied by 3, which is equals to 135. Then T5 equals to T4 multiplied by R, which is 135 multiplied by 3. So which is equals to, so multiplied by 3 equals to 405. So that is option. So the sequence is given as 5, 135, 405. So the answer is option C. So that is question number 7. So that is question number 7. Number 6. So that's question number 6. Then number 7. So question 7, the eighth term of the GP is 1 over 81. So the eighth term, that is T8 equals AR raised to the power 7, which is 1 over 81. Determine the first term if the common ratio is 1 over 3. So determine the first term if the common ratio is 1 over 3. So put R equals to 1 over 3 in the equation. So we have A into 1 over 3 raised to the power 7 equals to 1 over 81. So we have A into 1 all over 3 raised to the power 7 3 raised to the power 7 is 2187. 2187, which is equal to 1 over 81. So which is 1 over 81. So from here, you have A over 2187 equals to 1 over 81. So if you cross multiply, you have 81 A equals to 187. So we have A equals 2187 all over 81. So which is equals to, so divided by 81, we have 27. So the first term is 27, which is option C. Then question number 8. The second and fourth term of the GP are this and this. Second, that is T2, which is AR, which is 0.04, equation 1. Then fourth term, T4, which is AR raised to the power 3 equals 1. So find the common ratio. So to get the common ratio, you multiply. So we have AR equals to 0.04. Then AR raised to the power 3 equals 1. Then we have equation 1, equation 2. So multiply this by R squared. So multiply this by 1. So we have AR raised to the power 3 equals to 0.04 R squared. Then we have AR raised to the power 3 equals 1. So here, if you subtract this from this, we have 0 equals to 0.04 R squared minus 1. So we now solve for that. So it's now going to be 0.04 R squared equals to 1. So divide both sides by 0.04. So R squared equals 1 divided by 0.04. That is 25. So we have 25. So R will now be equal to square root of 25, which is plus or minus 5. So that is option C. Option C. Then number 9. So information number 8 and 9 are the same. So we are going to use information from question 8 to find the first term in number 9. So to get the first term, we have common ratio to be equal to what? Plus or minus 5. So the equation is the second term is 0.04 and the fourth term. So I can put this in equation 2. Now what is equation 2? AR raised to the power 3 equals to 1. So when R is equal to 5, so we have A into 5 raised to the power 3 equals to 1. So we have A into 1 to 5 equals to 1. Then we have A equals 1 over 1 to 5. 1 over 1 to 5. So which is equals to, so 1 over 1 to 5. That's 0.008. 0.008. So that is the first step. Then when R equals to minus 5, so we have A into minus 5 raised to the power 3 equals to 1. So we have A into minus 1 to 5 equals to 1. So A equals 1 divided by minus 1 to 5. So which is equal to minus 0.008. So the answer is now, that is the first term. First term is now plus or minus 0.008. That is option B. Then the last part of the number 10. So question 10 says, if k plus 1 2k minus 1 and 3k minus 1 are three consecutive terms of the GP. Find the possible positive value of the common ratio. So the positive value, just say, since these are three consecutive, this is the first, second, and third, now we are going to look for their common ratio. It's going to be 2k minus 1 all over k plus 1 equals to third over second, that is 3k minus 1 all over 2k plus, minus 1. So we now cross multiply. So we have 2k minus 1 multiplied by 2k minus 1 equals to k plus 1 into 3k minus 1. So we have 4k squared minus 2k minus 2k plus 1 equals to 3k squared minus k plus 3k minus 1. So we have 4k squared minus 4k plus 1 equals to 3k squared plus 2k minus 1. So collect the like terms. We have 4k squared minus 3k squared minus 4k minus 2k plus 1 equals 0. So we have k squared minus 6k plus 2 equals 0. So this leads to a quadratic equation. So you can now resolve this using factorization method of solving quadratic equation. So we are going to look for two factors of 2 that will add up to minus 6. So we have 1 multiplied by plus 2, which is equal to plus 2. So the product of the two numbers must be plus 2, while the sum will be what? Minus 6. I think it is not factorizable, so we make use of formula method. So the formula method, a equals 1, b equals minus 6, and c equals 2. So k equals to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. So k equals minus 6 plus or minus square root of minus 6 squared minus 4 into 1 into 2. So we have over 2 all over 2 multiplied by 1. That is 2a. So from there, k equals minus is plus 6 plus or minus square root of 36 minus 8. So all over 2. So we have k equals 6 plus or minus that's 28. So that is square root of 28 all over 2. So we have k equals 6 plus or minus square root of 28. Square root of 28. So square root of 28 is square root of 4 multiplied by 7 all over 2. So k equals 6 plus or minus 7 all over 2. So we now split this. So we have k equals 6 plus 7 all over 2, or 6 minus 7 all over 2. So we have k equals 7, 6 plus 7 divided by, that is 11.2915 all over 2, or 6 minus 2 root 7, that is 0 .6 minus 2 root 7, that is 0 .7085 divided by 2. So k equals, so this divided by 2, we have k to be equal to 0 .3542. While the first k is 11.2925 divided by 2, that is 5.6463. So, but we have to find the common ratio. So the common ratio will now be, R, which is 2k minus 1 all over k plus 1. So when our k is 5.6463. So we have to into 5.6463 minus 1 all over 5.6463 plus 1. So which is equal to 2 multiplied by 2 minus 1, that is 10 points, then divided by 6.6463 equals to 1.5, so that is 1.5486. So let me test for, so what is 5 over 3? 5 over 3 is 1.6. So I think the correct answer should be option B, so which is closer to